Hey everyone. Welcome to AfriHeart Stories, your go-to spot for African tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment. Now sit back and enjoy. Rent overdue. Groceries running low. Amelia sat on her worn couch, thumb scrolling through endless job postings, each rejection email still fresh in her inbox. Admin experience required. Degree preferred. All things she didn't have. Her eyes blurred until one listing made her freeze. Nanny needed. Full-time. Live-in optional. Excellent pay. She clicked. The photo nearly knocked the wind from her chest. The mansion. His mansion. Ethan Carter. Her ex. The man she hadn't spoken to in 3 years. The man who broke her heart without explanation. Her stomach flipped. No way, she whispered, slamming her laptop shut. But reality pressed hard. Bills didn't wait for pride. That night, she lay awake replaying memories of him. His sharp jawline, the way his laugh had once disarmed her. Then the silence that ended everything. By morning, desperation overpowered hesitation. She sent her resume. Within hours, her phone buzzed. Miss Hayes. A clipped female voice. This is Mrs. Dalton, head of staff for Mr. Carter. He'd like you to come for an interview. Tomorrow. Her chest tightened. Tomorrow. As she hung up, her reflection in the mirror stared back with a mix of fear and defiance. You can do this, she whispered. It's just a job. But deep down she knew it wasn't just a job. It was stepping back into a world she thought she'd left behind. The mansion loomed larger than she remembered. Its stone facade seemed colder, the iron gates taller. Amelia's heart raced as she walked up the steps. The door opened to reveal Mrs. Dalton, a stern woman with silver hair pulled tight. Follow me, she said without warmth. Inside, marble floors stretched endlessly, chandeliers glowing above. Amelia's breath caught. She once dreamed of being mistress of this home. Now she arrived as staff. Wait here, Mrs. Dalton ordered, leaving her in a study filled with dark wood and leather. And then he appeared. Ethan. Taller, broader, sharper. His navy suit tailored perfectly. His expression? Amelia. His voice cut through the silence. Ethan, she managed, her tone steady though her chest ached. You're here for the nanny position. No warmth, no memory of who they once were. Just business. Yes. Before he could continue, the sound of small footsteps pattered down the hall. A little girl burst in, curls bouncing, eyes wide. She clutched a teddy bear, nearly colliding with Amelia. Oh. Amelia bent to steady her. Hi there. The girl giggled, hiding behind Amelia's legs. Ethan's gaze softened ever so slightly. Amelia, this is Lily. My daughter. The words sank heavy. Daughter? He had a child now. Lily peeked up, eyes shining. Are you my new nanny? Amelia's throat tightened. She hadn't planned on caring. But that smile, it cracked something inside her. Yes, sweetheart, she whispered, her eyes flicking to Ethan. I think I just might be. By the end of her first week, Amelia felt the mansion breathing around her. The staff moved with quiet efficiency, yet whispers followed her everywhere. She caught snippets, why her, and, from his past. She pretended not to hear. Lily clung to her side, laughter echoing down hallways that felt otherwise empty. The child's joy was contagious, but beneath it lingered shadows. Locked doors. Rooms rarely entered. A wing of the house no one spoke of. One night, fetching water, Amelia passed a half-open study. Inside, Ethan stood alone, papers scattered across his desk. His shoulders hunched, his face tense. She froze at the doorframe. Something wrong? She asked softly. His head snapped up, eyes narrowing. Do your job, Amelia. Nothing more. The sting of dismissal burned, but she turned away. Still, curiosity dug in. What weighed on him so heavily? Later, as she tucked Lily into bed, the little girl whispered, Daddy sat a lot. But he doesn't tell anyone. Amelia smoothed the child's hair, heart aching. Secrets. So many secrets. And yet, every day in this house seemed to pull her deeper into them. She had accepted a job. But what she had really stepped into was a labyrinth of past wounds and hidden truths. Morning light spilled through Lily's curtains as Amelia perched on the edge of the bed, holding a shoelace. Bunny ears, she said, looping and pulling. Want to try? Lily's small tongue peeked out as she copied the motions. Bunny ears. She pulled too hard, the bow collapsed. Her face fell. Hey, Amelia whispered, booping her nose. Bunnies don't like rushing. A giggle. She tried again, slower this time, and the bow held. I did it. You did? Amelia smiled. Victory pancakes to celebrate? Big time. Downstairs, the cavernous kitchen smelled of butter and cinnamon. The staff parted with complicated looks as Amelia flipped batter into perfect circles. Lily clapped at every toss. Again? Mrs. Dalton appeared austere as ever. Nannies don't cook in this kitchen. Amelia held her gaze. I won't make a habit of it. But today we're celebrating a shoelace milestone. A pause, then a curt nod. 10 minutes. At breakfast, Lily chattered about school art projects and a playground swing that feels like flying. Ethan entered mid-sentence, phone to his ear. He stopped when he saw the pancakes. Lily beamed. Daddy, look. Amelia made clouds you can eat. The corner of his mouth lifted before he masked it. He ended the call. You made these? Shoelace celebration, Amelia said. He inspected the plate, then Lily. Good work, Peanut. To Amelia, a softer tone. Thank you. After school drop-off, Amelia explored the garden with Lily's sketchbook, noting the child's fascination with color. She taped sheets to the easel in the sunroom. One page for feelings, one for places. That afternoon, rain drove them inside. They painted storms, giggles, and a purple dog named Sir Whimsy. Laughter echoed off glass. When a thunderclap rattled the panes, Lily flinched. Amelia wrapped her arms around her. Count the seconds between lightning and thunder. The farther the thunder, the safer we are. 1, 2, Lily whispered, breath steadying. They built a blanket fort, read about brave rabbits, and made a passport for Sir Whimsy. As Lily's eyelids drooped, she murmured, I like you. I like you too. Ethan appeared in the doorway, tie loosened, eyes tired. He took in the fort, the easel, the calm child. She napped. Out like a light, Amelia said softly. He hesitated. She hasn't napped in months. It's the purple dog, Amelia teased. Therapeutic. A flicker of a smile. He stepped closer to the easel, brows knitting at one page, tight scribbles of gray. What's this? Lily's storm days. She said those happen when grown-ups whisper. He looked at Amelia, something like guilt crossing his face. We'll try whispering less. As evening fell, Amelia tucked the fort away, leaving the easel in the sunroom. Lily woke cheerful, clutching Sir Whimsy's passport. The mansion felt less like an echoing museum and more like a place where small victories mattered. For the first time since she'd arrived, Amelia sensed a door opening, one that didn't creak with history but with hope. The storm passed, but the air inside the mansion held a charged stillness. After lights out, Amelia drifted through the quiet corridors, drawn by the amber glow spilling beneath the library door. She told herself it was to fetch Lily's forgotten sketchbook. Curiosity. Ethan sat by the fire, sleeves rolled, a glass of scotch at his elbow. Papers lay in a neat array, the neatness felt forced. He didn't look up. You move like a cat. Occupational hazard, she said, lifting the sketchbook from the side table. Lily sleeps better when Sir Whimsy's passport is near. A reluctant grin. Right. The purple dog. She should have left. Instead, she lingered by the bookshelf, fingers grazing spines. You still keep poetry by the door. He glanced up, surprised. I forgot you knew that. I remember you reading Neruda in a coffee shop you swore wasn't pretentious. He set the pen down. Silence stretched, not hostile, fragile. Finally he said, I'm sorry. The word floated, unreal. Amelia steadied herself against the shelf. For what, exactly? For leaving the way I did. For not giving answers. For making you think it was about you. Wasn't it? She hated the quiver in her voice. His jaw tightened. My father was sick. His company was collapsing. I had to take control overnight. I couldn't drag you into the mess. You could have told me. I thought I was protecting you. And I thought I wasn't worth honesty. The clock on the mantel clicked between them. He rubbed his brow. I didn't expect you to apply. When Mrs. Dalton brought your name, I almost said no. I almost called you myself. Amelia exhaled, anger thinning into something achy and complicated. Lily is worth staying for, she said carefully. He nodded, eyes warm and sad. She likes you. She laughs again. They stood in the softened hush of truce. Then a floorboard creaked in the hallway, whispers floated like draft. Staff voices, sharp with curiosity. See? Knew it, someone hissed. Rekindling. Ethan's shoulders squared. I'll handle it. Let me, Amelia said. Rumors grow bigger in silence. She stepped into the hall, meeting the wide eyes of two housemaids. Late night inventory, she said lightly, holding up the sketchbook. The art department runs a tight ship. One maid flushed scarlet, the other mumbled an apology. The whispers retreated. Back inside, Ethan watched her with something like gratitude. You didn't have to do that. I did, she said. For Lily. She needs calm more than she needs gossip. He nodded. Good night, Amelia. At her door she paused, heart beating hard. He's sorry, she thought. The apology didn't erase the years, but it punctured the certainty that he'd stopped caring. In the dark, she traced Lily's steady breath through the wall and decided to measure the days by small mercies. A calmer bedtime, a bruise fading, a confession finally spoken. The mansion exhaled as if it had been holding its breath with them. She appeared on a Tuesday brisk, polished and familiar with the door codes. Bianca Marlowe, she said, offering a hand that smelled of gardenia. I'm consulting. Behavior plans, child routines. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Amelia matched her handshake. Amelia Hayes. Mrs. Dalton hovered like a referee. Mr. Carter invited Ms. Marlowe to review Lily's schedule. Bianca's gaze flicked to the easel in the sunroom. Unstructured art time? She'd sked. Children thrive on evidence-based frameworks. Children also thrive on joy, Amelia replied gently. Bianca tilted her head, crisp bun unruffled. Joy fits between 2 and 3 right after phonics. The morning became a parade of assessments. Bianca timed Lily's toothbrushing, scrutinized breakfast bites, and noted every giggle like a statistic. Lily clung closer to Amelia, overwhelmed. In the playroom, Bianca knelt to Lily's eye level. We're doing a points chart. Stars for quiet play, calm bodies, quick transitions. Lily's fingers twisted. What about messy dragons? Messy dragons lose stars, Bianca said smoothly. Amelia crouched beside them. What if dragons get a drawing break to cool their fire? Then we earn a star for problem solving. Bianca blinked. That's not how charts work. It's how Lily works. Ethan joined after a meeting, reading Bianca's typed summary. This is thorough indeed. Bianca smiled. Structure will reduce outbursts by 30%. Amelia kept her tone even. Structure helps. Connection keeps it from becoming a cage. Bianca's eyes sharpened. Boundaries are not cages. Agreed, Amelia said. But Lily is grieving stability. She needs a person, not just a plan. Silence stretched. Ethan looked between them, jaw tight. We'll try both. Bianca spent the afternoon rearranging. Labeled bins, chore charts, color-coded snack times. It looked immaculate and faintly like a waiting room. When a thundercloud of frustration crossed Lily's face, Amelia pulled out Sir Whimsy. Passport control, she announced. Travel stamp for breathing. Lily puffed 3 slow breaths and grinned. Stamp me? Bianca watched, arms crossed. Cute. But data? Data, Amelia said, pointing to Lily's steady shoulders, is right there. Late in the day, Amelia found Bianca by the back steps, scrolling her phone. I know your type, Bianca said without looking up. You blur boundaries. That's how people get hurt. Amelia's stomach tightened. And I know yours. Perfect charts that forget the child. Bianca turned, expression cool. I worked with Lily before. Briefly. After her mother left. Shock rippled through Amelia. You never mentioned that. It was confidential. Bianca slid her phone away. She regressed after. That's when I learned nannies come and go, but systems remain. Amelia softened despite herself. We can be the constant if we choose to be. Bianca glanced toward the sunroom where Lily was painting a tiny purple suitcase. Or we can admit people leave. Ethan's voice carried from the hallway. Bianca, Amelia, dinner tonight. Let's compare approaches. As he walked off, Bianca murmured, May the best framework win. It sounded less like teamwork and more like a quiet declaration of war. The dining room had never felt so intimate. Candlelight softened the long table, and the silverware gleamed like quiet sentries. Ethan sat at the head, Amelia to his right, Bianca opposite her, Mrs. Dalton orbiting with a server's precision. Lily ate early and was upstairs with a bedtime story queued. Ethan folded his napkin. I want to hear both of you. We need a path that supports Lily now, not theoretically. Bianca launched first, sliding a folder across. Week-long plan. Sleep hygiene, sensory diet, reward contingencies. Measurable outcomes. Amelia tracked each line, then closed the folder. It's solid. But Lily needs choice points inside structure, small moments where she leads. That builds regulation that survives without stickers. Bianca lifted her glass. Choice breeds chaos. Guided choice builds resilience, Amelia said. Ask her whether to read before bath or after, Whether Sir Whimsy stamps go on the hand or the page. Little control, safer child. Ethan listened, eyes distant. When she was born, he said quietly, the doctor handed me this tiny, furious person. I promised I'd never make her feel small. He looked up. Lately I think I have. The confession knocked the breath from Amelia. Bianca's posture softened a fraction. Dinner arrived, roasted chicken, herbs perfuming the room. Conversation circled back to Lily's storm days. Amelia described the thunder-breathing game. Bianca proposed a metronome apt to pace exhales. We can test both and track frequency, Bianca said. Mrs. Dalton poured water, voice surprisingly gentle. She slept after Miss Hayes drew passports. I noticed. Bianca's eyebrow twitched. Anomalies happen. Or strategies work, Amelia replied. Midway through, a crash sounded from the hallway, shattering glass. Mrs. Dalton hurried out. Bianca stiffened. Ethan rose, but Amelia was already moving. In the corridor, a framed photo lay in shards. Lily stood barefoot, eyes huge, toes curling on the rug. I was sneaking, she whispered, lip trembling. Wanted to see the lights. Amelia crouched, keeping her voice low. Are your feet okay? Lily nodded, tears spilling. Ethan arrived, face draining. Peanut? No yelling, Amelia murmured to him, then to Lily, let's play rescue mission. Can you hop to the safe zone? She spread her scarf on the floor. Lily hopped, hiccuping a laugh. Bianca fetched a dustpan without a word. Ethan scooped Lily, holding her tight. You're safe, he said, voice raw. Back at the table, the air shifted. Bianca cleared her throat. We'll add a visual bedtime schedule to minimize wandering. I'll adjust the points chart to include, asked for help, stars. Amelia met her eyes. A truce tentative. Ethan looked between them, gratitude unhidden. This is what I needed. Not a winner. A team. For Lily, for us. As dessert cooled untouched, he turned to Amelia. Thank you for stepping in. She caught the flash of something unguarded in his gaze. Under candlelight, compromise tasted unexpectedly like closeness, and the evening's fracture had stitched a new, delicate thread between them. The morning buzzed with a new, brittle energy. Conversations clipped off when Amelia entered rooms. Glances slid over her like measuring tapes. Rumor, she realized, traveled faster than coffee. In the laundry corridor, two housemaids froze mid-whisper. The bolder one blurted, Mr. Carter seems happier. That's good for Lily, Amelia said. Or for you, the other murmured, cheeks pink. Amelia carried linens to the sunroom and exhaled into quiet. Lily sat cross-legged, building a city of wooden blocks and chalk roads. Sir Whimsy needs a bridge, she declared. Architect on duty, Amelia said, kneeling. They balanced arches and tested earthquakes by tapping the rug. Laughter returned like a tide. Bianca entered with a clipboard. 10 minutes to transition. Copy that, Amelia said lightly. Bridge inspection first. As Lily stamped passports, a shadow lingered in the doorway. Marcus, the groundskeeper, watched with an unreadable expression. He'd always been polite, distant. Today his gaze was sharp. Everything okay? Amelia asked. He shrugged. Depends who you ask. Later, in the pantry, Mrs. Dalton stood with hands folded. Staff morale is delicate, she said. Appearances matter. Then remind everyone I'm the nanny. Sometimes people prefer myths to memos, Mrs. Dalton replied. Were there many nannies before me? Amelia asked. Enough, she said. None lasted. Because of Lily? Because of the house. The answer vibrated with warning. By afternoon, gossip had sprouted blossoms. In the kitchen, a cook whispered, they were alone past midnight. Bianca's jaw tightened. This is unhelpful. We can't police every whisper, Amelia said. Let results speak. They posted the new visual schedule at Lily's eye level. Pictures for bath, stories, lights out. Lily added a purple heart beside good night. This means hugs, she announced. Non-negotiable, Ethan said softly from the doorway. His gaze lingered on Amelia a beat too long. Or she imagined it. At school pickup, a parent recognized Ethan and eyed Amelia. New nanny? New bridge engineer, Amelia said. Lily burst into giggles. The woman blinked, disarmed. Evening brought rain again. As thunder muttered, Amelia shut the curtains. A text buzzed from an unknown number. Careful. House watches. People talk. Her skin prickled. She glanced down the hall. A silhouette slipped away. She chose steadiness. Bianca saw the text too, eyes narrowing but said nothing. Bedtime breaths with Lily, A harbor story, a long hug in the doorway. When she stepped into the hall, Ethan waited, voice low. They're talking. I know. Are we making it worse? Only if we stop acting in Lily's best interest. He nodded, pride threading his worry. You're good for her. Then we keep going. They passed the sunroom. The easel held Lily's map of the day, tiny heart glowing in purple crayon. Outside, rain drummed the glass. Inside, the mansion seemed to lean in, hungry for proof of a story it wanted to believe. Amelia squared her shoulders. Let them watch. She would build bridges anyway, one bedtime, one breath, one careful step at a time. The mansion was quiet, but Amelia couldn't sleep. She padded downstairs for tea, only to find Ethan already in the kitchen, sleeves rolled, glass of water in hand. His eyes met hers, shadows under them deep. Insomnia? She asked. Too many ghosts, he said with a humorless smile. She leaned against the counter. Must be crowded in this house then. Silence stretched. Finally Ethan set the glass down. I owe you the truth. Her heart thudded. About what? Why I left. His voice broke the years open. It wasn't you, Amelia. It was everything else. She folded her arms, bracing. Try me. He drew a breath. My father collapsed the same week he stopped, swallowed. I took over the company. It was drowning in debt. Enemies circled, waiting. I thought dragging you in would destroy you. So you cut me out instead? Her voice was sharp. Without a word? He nodded, guilt etched deep. Coward's choice. I told myself it was noble. You told yourself wrong, she whispered. His gaze softened. Every day since I wondered if I chose wrong. Then you walked back into my house. Her pulse raced. The clock ticked loudly. You could have trusted me, she said. I should have, he admitted. And I can't change the past. But I can tell you now, I never stopped caring. She looked away, afraid of what her heart might say if she let it. You're my employer now, Ethan. That's it. Is it? His voice was quiet, searching. Footsteps padded down the hall. Lily appeared, teddy bear in hand, rubbing her eyes. Daddy? Instantly, the tension dissolved into routine. Ethan scooped her up, kissing her hair. Go back to bed, Peanut. But Amelia caught the way his eyes lingered on her, heavy with the weight of words finally spoken. As she climbed the stairs behind Lily, her chest ached. Confession had cracked the walls, but what would come through the breach was still uncertain. The next afternoon, Amelia went searching for Lily's missing sketchbook. She wandered deeper into the West Wing, a place staff rarely entered. Dust floated in sunlight through tall windows. At the end of the hall, a heavy oak door stood ajar. Inside, a study, papers piled high, ledgers spread open. Numbers everywhere. Losses. Red ink. Her breath caught. This wasn't just wealth. This was collapse. On the desk lay letters stamped, final notice. Threatening words leapt out. Foreclosure, acquisition, hostile takeover. Ethan's empire was teetering. A chill ran through her. So this was the weight he carried, the ghost. She reached for one envelope, but a floorboard creaked. She turned, heart pounding. Ethan stood in the doorway, face pale. What are you doing here? His voice was low, sharp. I was looking for Lily's sketchbook. He strode forward, snatched the papers from her hands. This is none of your concern. Her cheeks burned. You can't keep burying this. It's killing you. And it's hurting her. His jaw clenched. For a moment she thought he'd shout. Instead he sagged against the desk. I'm fighting battles you don't understand. Then let me understand, she whispered. Stop shutting people out. His eyes flicked to hers, torn between anger and longing. You shouldn't be here. She stepped back, but her heart stayed tethered. The mansion's grandeur suddenly felt fragile, like a stage set waiting to collapse. Later, as she tucked Lily in, the child asked innocently, Will Daddy's house break? Amelia's throat tightened. Not if we keep it full of love, she whispered, praying it was enough. The days blurred into an uneasy rhythm. Amelia's role as nanny anchored her, yet Ethan's confession haunted every glance, every accidental brush of hands. One morning, as she braided Lily's hair, Ethan appeared in the doorway, tie loose, expression worn. Board meeting, he muttered. Could use luck. Luck's overrated, Amelia said, tying the ribbon. Try honesty instead. His lips curved faintly. That's always been your weapon. Their eyes locked. Too long, too dangerous. She looked away. We'll make pancakes for when you get back. When he returned late, shoulders heavy, Lily was already asleep. Amelia waited with a reheated plate. He sat opposite her at the kitchen island, exhaustion etched deep. She laughed today, Amelia said. At the swings. Pure joy. He closed his eyes, savoring it. You're good for her. I'm her nanny, she reminded him. You're more than that. His voice was rough. Her pulse leapt. She shook her head. Lines blur too easily. And I can't afford to blur them again. The kitchen fell quiet. The only sound was rain against glass. Maybe the line isn't there anymore, he said softly. She stood, heart pounding. It has to be. Later, alone in her room, Amelia pressed a pillow to her chest. Duty kept her grounded. Desire threatened to uproot everything. The mansion walls seemed to lean closer, listening, as though they too wondered which path she would choose. It began with a phone call. Ethan's voice downstairs, raised and urgent. If you touch my daughter again, you'll regret it. Amelia froze at the top of the stairs, Lily's hand in hers. She hurried the child back to her room, heart racing. An hour later, headlights swept across the drive. A car idled too long before peeling away. The staff whispered. Marcus, the groundskeeper, muttered, "Not safe." Mrs. Dalton doubled the locks. Bianca grew tense, watchful. That night, Amelia found Ethan in the study, fists clenched around his phone. "What's happening?" she demanded. "Business rivals," he said bitterly. "They want what's mine. They don't care who they scare." Her blood ran cold. "Lily. She'll be protected." His voice cracked. "I'll protect her." "Not alone," Amelia insisted. "Let me help." His eyes softened. "You already do." A crash outside cut him off, shattered glass from the garden. Security lights flared. Guards shouted. Amelia's heart hammered. Ethan grabbed a bat from behind the desk. "Stay with Lily." She ran upstairs, pulled Lily into her arms. "It's just a storm," she lied, rocking her. But outside, the storm was real. Boots on gravel, angry voices carried by the wind. The mansion had always felt haunted by secrets. Now it was under siege. For the first time, Amelia understood. She wasn't just a nanny in her ex's house. She was part of a battle that might break them, or bind them forever. The intruder was gone by dawn, chased off by security, but the air in the mansion still hummed with fear. Lily clung to Amelia's side, refusing to let go even for breakfast. Ethan sat at the head of the table, jaw tight, hands clenched around his coffee mug. Amelia stroked Lily's curls. "She needs reassurance, not tension." His eyes flicked up, guilt flashing. "I'm trying." "Then let her see you smile." Amelia whispered it like a secret. He forced a grin at his daughter. "You know, Peanut, you're braver than Daddy." Lily's lip trembled, then broke into a shy smile. Later, when Lily napped, Ethan found Amelia in the garden, pruning roses with shaky hands. "You shouldn't have been here last night," he said quietly. She didn't look up. "Where else would I be? Lily needed me." "She always needs you," he admitted. "And so do I." The words stole her breath. He stepped closer, voice rough. "Last night I realized something. I can fight enemies in boardrooms. But without someone I trust beside me, I'm already losing." Her hands stilled. "You mean me?" "Yes." His eyes searched hers. "I trust you, Amelia. Even after everything. Especially after everything." She swallowed hard. "You broke that once." "I know. And I'll spend every day proving I won't again." The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was full, charged with something unspoken. When Lily woke, she ran into Ethan's arms, then into Amelia's. They stood together in the sunlight, a fragile triangle of warmth. For the first time, Amelia didn't feel like staff. She felt like part of something worth saving. And though the mansion still hid shadows, a fragile thread of trust had been tied back together. The night was warm, cicadas buzzing through the open windows. Amelia tiptoed downstairs for water, only to find Ethan on the terrace, tie gone, glass of wine in hand. "You don't sleep much," she said softly. "Neither do you," he replied. They stood in silence, the moonlight painting silver across the garden. Finally, he said, "Do you remember our first apartment? The one with the leaky faucet?" She smiled despite herself. "And the neighbor who practiced saxophone at 2 a.m. You hated it," he teased. "I loved it," she admitted. "Because we were together." He turned, eyes dark. "I never stopped wanting that." Her chest ached. "Don't, Ethan." But then he stepped closer, the tension between them snapping like a live wire. His hand brushed her cheek, hesitant, asking permission. She should have pulled back. She didn't. His lips found hers, soft at first, then desperate, years of regret and longing colliding in one breathless kiss. She tasted wine and memory, anger and forgiveness. When they finally broke apart, her chest heaved. This can't happen. Why not? His voice was raw. Because I'm her nanny. Because people talk. Because I swore I wouldn't fall again. And yet, he whispered, brushing his thumb along her jaw, here we are. She stepped back, trembling. Good night, Ethan. But in her room, she pressed fingers to her lips, haunted by the taste of a kiss that felt like coming home. Morning came with sunshine and innocence. Lily bounded into Amelia's room, clutching a crayon drawing. Look, it's us. Amelia blinked at the paper. 3 stick figures. Lily in the middle, Amelia holding one hand, Ethan the other. Above them, a crooked heart. Her throat tightened. That's beautiful, sweetheart. Will you stay forever? Lily asked, eyes wide with hope. Amelia's chest cracked open. Forever is a long time. But you're not like the others, Lily insisted. You don't leave. Ethan appeared in the doorway, overhearing. His expression softened, but something heavy lingered too. Peanut? No, Daddy, Lily interrupted. Promise she stays. The room stilled. Amelia's eyes met his. We'll see what we can do, he said gently. Lily beamed, hugging Amelia tight. The child's wish hung in the air like a fragile thread, impossible to ignore. Later, as Amelia packed Lily's school bag, Ethan lingered. She sees you as family. Amelia zipped the bag with trembling hands. And that's the problem, isn't it? Or it's the answer, he murmured. But when Lily skipped out singing, Amelia's heart twisted. A child's wish carried more weight than any contract, and more risk than any rumor. The mansion's rhythm shattered with a single visitor. Amelia was helping Lily with homework when the front doors opened and heels clicked against marble. A tall woman swept in, blonde hair gleaming, diamonds catching the light. Clara, Mrs. Dalton breathed, stiff with recognition. Lily's head popped up. Who's that? Amelia's stomach dropped as Ethan entered the foyer, freezing mid-step. Clara, he said tightly. Darling, Clara purred, embracing him like no years had passed. I'm back. Amelia's chest hollowed. She remembered Clara, Ethan's fiancée once upon a time. Elegant. Perfect. The woman he was supposed to marry. Clara's eyes flicked to Amelia, lingering with cool appraisal. And you must be the help. Amelia swallowed hard, forcing a polite smile. I'm Lily's nanny. Of course. Clara turned back to Ethan, touching his arm. We have much to discuss. Privately. Lily tugged Amelia's sleeve. I don't like her. Amelia squeezed her hand. It's okay, sweetheart. But her own chest echoed with the same thought. Dinner was awkward, Clara seated beside Ethan, her laughter high and practiced. She spoke of charity galas, of the old circles Ethan once belonged to. We could restore everything, you and I, she said smoothly. Ethan's jaw tightened. Things have changed. Her gaze flicked to Amelia again. Clearly. That night, Amelia lay awake, Lily's drawing on the nightstand. The crooked heart mocked her. The child wanted forever. But forever might belong to someone else. The ex who had returned, flawless and dangerous, ready to reclaim what she believed was hers. Clara settled into the mansion like she never left, her perfume lingering in every corridor. Staff straightened when she passed, remembering her reign. She was gracious to Lily in public, but her eyes lingered on Amelia with a blade's edge. One evening, Ethan gathered everyone for dinner. Lily sat between Amelia and Clara, confusion flickering across her little face. Clara leaned in, smiling sweetly. Peanut, wouldn't it be lovely if Daddy and I were together again? Like old times? Lily frowned. But I want Amelia. The table froze. Ethan cleared his throat. That's enough. Clara's smile tightened. I'm only reminding her what stability looks like. Stability doesn't come from appearances, Amelia said gently, though her hands shook. Clara's eyes glittered. And you think you provide it? You're temporary by definition. Amelia looked at Lily, then Ethan. Maybe I am. But she knows I stay when storms hit. After dinner, Ethan found Amelia in the garden. Clara represents the board's confidence. Investors trust her. Amelia's chest squeezed. So it's between her and me. It's not that simple. It is. She folded her arms. You can choose image or truth. But you can't have both. He reached for her hand, voice raw. I don't want her. I want you. Then prove it, she whispered. The next morning, Clara announced she would be moving back in. Temporarily, she said, to stabilize appearances. Ethan said nothing, torn. Amelia's heart cracked. He hadn't chosen after all. That night, she packed her suitcase. Amelia folded clothes with trembling hands, each sweater carrying Lily's laughter, every dress echoing Ethan's confessions. She told herself leaving was noble. Better to go than shatter Lily with divided loyalties. A knock at the door startled her. Lily stood there, teddy bear clutched to her chest. "Are you going somewhere?" Tears pricked Amelia's eyes. She crouched, forcing a smile. "Just thinking of a trip." "Without me." Lily's lip trembled. Amelia hugged her tight. "Sometimes grown-ups have to make hard choices. But I'll always care about you." "Don't go," Lily whispered. "Please." The words nearly undid her. Ethan appeared behind Lily, eyes dark. "You're leaving?" She straightened, chin high. "Clara's here. The board trusts her. Lily will be fine." "Don't decide for me," he snapped. "You already did," she shot back. "You let her move in." He rubbed his temple. "I'm trying to keep everything from collapsing. And in the process you're losing what matters most." Silence swelled. Finally she said, "If my leaving gives Lily peace, then it's worth it." She zipped her suitcase, ignoring the way Ethan's face crumpled. That night, as she lay awake on her last evening, she heard Lily's muffled sobs through the wall. Her heart splintered. Maybe sacrifice wasn't noble after all. Maybe it was cowardice in disguise. The next morning, tension sliced the mansion in two. Staff whispered about the impending departure. Clara floated through the halls, triumphant, while Ethan wore a storm on his face. At breakfast, Lily refused to eat. "If Amelia leaves, I leave too." "Sweetheart," Ethan began, but she pushed her plate away. Clara leaned forward. "You'll adjust, darling. Children do." "No." Lily's voice cracked. "I want her." She bolted from the table, Amelia chasing after. In the sunroom, Amelia gathered her close. "Listen, Lily. Sometimes life doesn't go how we want." "But Daddy loves you," Lily whispered. "Why can't he just say it?" Amelia froze. The child's words echoed everything unspoken. That evening, investors arrived for a dinner Clara organized. Amelia watched from the sidelines as Clara played hostess, dazzling the room. Ethan smiled through clenched teeth. But mid-toast, his gaze found Amelia, lingering with desperation. The room hushed as he set down his glass. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "you're here because you believe in me. But tonight, I realize belief means nothing if you abandon the people who make you whole." Clara's smile faltered. "My daughter's happiness doesn't come from charts or image. It comes from trust. And the person who gave her that is Amelia." Gasps rippled. Clara's face hardened. Ethan's voice rang steady. "If that costs me the board's favor, so be it. But I won't sacrifice my family again." Amelia's heart thundered. For once he had chosen. Clara left that night, heels clicking like retreating gunfire. Investors wavered, but Ethan's defiance ignited respect in some, silence in others. When the mansion finally quieted, Ethan found Amelia in the garden, suitcase still packed. "You should unpack," he said softly. She crossed her arms. "You made a bold speech. Doesn't mean you meant it." He stepped closer, voice trembling. "I meant every word. I lost you once because I chose pride. I won't lose you again." Tears burned her eyes. "And Lily? She begged me to fight for you," he whispered. "She sees what we are before we admit it ourselves." Her resolve crumbled. "You hurt me, Ethan. You left me with silence. And I'll spend forever speaking the truth," he said, taking her hand. "Stay." Not as her nanny. As her family. The suitcase fell from her grip. His lips met hers in a kiss fierce with promise, not regret. The mansion, once cold and echoing, seemed to breathe again. Inside, Lily peeked from the doorway, teddy bear clutched. "So, are we forever now?" Amelia laughed through tears. "Yes, Peanut. Forever." Ethan scooped Lily into his arms and Amelia joined, the three of them folding into something whole. The mansion no longer felt haunted. It was alive, with laughter, with trust, with love rekindled. For Amelia, the job had begun as survival. But it ended with something greater. A new family born from old wounds, stitched by courage and sealed by a little girl's wish for forever. And this time, forever truly felt possible. Liked it? Thumbs up, subscribe and join the AfriHeart fam. Your support fuels our stories. Until next time.